Alright, I'm going to do a quick tutorial on Airfield. That is this monument I'm looking at here. This monument does have card rooms underground. I can show you a little bit about them. I don't have cards on me, but I can show you the entryway. There are scientists in the card rooms, so if you do come to these, be prepared to fight. Also, anybody above ground will be able to hear you. I'm going to show where some diesel is, or usually is, and some crate locations, crates, barrels, pickup comps. But again, this is all of Airfield here. You do have a couple towers. You also have a recycler. Hopefully I don't crash here. And let me get my fuel out. Alright, so, we've got a couple towers here that we can go up. These towers do contain crates, and I have found diesel around them in some locations. If people don't know, diesel's used at, a few places, so at the quarries, sulfur quarry, HQM quarry, stone quarry, sulfur quarry, and also can be used at pump jacks. Pump jacks spit out crude and low grade. So we're gonna come in here, check it out. Crates up, here's a brown crate right here. We'll go ahead and collect all this and get back at. And then you have these buildings over here. You got 3 of these buildings. These buildings do contain crates. They will be in somewhat different places around the map. I mean, around the area. Sometimes they're there. Here's a military crate. What do we got? SMG body. So there's usually like I want to say 2 or 3 crates in each building plus cans. Diesel does spawn. I found most of the diesel spawning near the towers. I'm not saying it's not out here. I just, from my experience. And you can go out these doors, go to the next building. That's an entrance to the tunnel. Entrance and or exit. But we come in here, look around. Why it's getting dark. Here we go. There's one crate. Another military crate over here. Tech trash. And just checking for any barrels or items like that. And then the last and final of these buildings, then we'll head for the main building. I don't know why it's getting so dark in here, but we're gonna look around, make sure we're not missing anything. Here we go, here's the diesel. And now we will head to the main building. What does this switch do? This switch turns on a light. See the light right there? Turn it off. There you go. Up here, none of the switches do anything whatnot except turn on lights. We'll go. Actually, we're going to go over to this tower again. Like I said, there's 4 towers on Airfield. Check around to see if there's diesel. Sometimes there is. Sometimes. And let's let's go, let's go, let's go. Run back up again. Up the ladder, and we are here, and here's your barrel, here's your crate. That is the extent. They're all pretty much, all 4 towers are pretty much the same. Again, switch turns on the light. That's all it does. So we're gonna head to the main building here. Cargo heli does bring a crate, and at times drops it off here at Airfield, and usually it's right in this area that I'm in, that it's dropped off at. So you got another tower over there, and then you got one down there. Again, you can find crates. There should be, as long as nobody's looted them, there's gonna be a crate in there. You know, at least one. Another tower here. Go up. Same old, same old. So here's the main building. Main building. There's a handful of crates inside of here. There's also research tables. This is the first floor. So we got a crate. Nothing really in this room but the crate. Go down. Check out these different rooms. Another crate here. Oh look, a fuse. Could use that earlier when I did some videos on Harbor and on Harbor. And then we'll go upstairs to these rooms. Again, you're gonna find a crate and military crate. Kind of crappy, but it is. And I think that's it in here. There used to be a research table in here, unless I already passed it. But anyways, come back down to the first floor. Let me see something. There's a research table. Okay, I knew there was one in here. If you have scrap, you can, and you got an item you want to learn, you know, you put the item in, put your scrap in to cover the cost, and it'll make a blueprint. You just learn that. All right, here's the garage. You got a repair bench, you got a boiler or refinery, and you got some diesel. And here is your recycler. So let's go. We're gonna recycle up some stuff real quick. Too many items. But yeah, that pretty much covers Airfield. Besides going downstairs, while that's recycling, we really need a flashlight. I don't have a flashlight. It is dark in the tunnels. I don't even have a torch. Let me see if I can do a quick run down there, even though I can't see. Somebody's about to get a bunch of scrap if they come collect. Easiest way in is did I pass it? See if you can hear that. That's scientists talking down there. Anyways, there's several access points, and I can't seem to find the one I was looking for. Thought it was right in the middle. And it's about to get dark out, so it's gonna be pitch black out down there. Oh wait, there it is. I was just looking on the wrong side. So anyways, now in the tunnels there's not any scientists. That's once you go into the rooms. Like I said, it is pitch black. There's nothing I can see in here. So showing you is not going to be even possible. But run through that tunnel. You'll come to a door that needs a card. You can get in the first room. You do need a fuse, I believe, in the second room. Once you get into the first room, kill the scientist to get to the next room. You need a green card and a blue card, and then there's a red card inside the blue room. And other than that, that has covered Airfield. Any questions? Post them, and I will be glad to answer them. Hope this helped.